Gavin Newsom has reshaped California's political landscapes like few others, but his tenure as governor has been anything but smooth, from groundbreaking policies on climate change and healthcare to controversies surrounding his handling of homelessness, COVID-19 restrictions, and economy challenges. Newsom has earned both praise and criticism. His good deeds, like pushing California to lead on renewable energy, are often overshadowed by decisions that many argued have damaged his reputation. The French Laundry incidents during COVID-19 lockdowns and California's persistent housing crisis have sparked outrage among critics. But what lies behind these polarizing actions? Today in this 10 minutes video, we will explore Gavin Newsom's story, his successes, his failures, and everything in between. Stay tuned as we uncover the truth behind his leadership and the impact it has had on California and beyond. Don't miss it. Gavin Newsom was born on October 10, 1967 in San Francisco. Growing up in a political connected family, his father, William Newsom III, was a judge and a close friend of the Getty family, one of California's wealthiest and the most influential families. This connection played a critical role in shaping Gavin's early opportunities. Despite his privileged background, Newsom faced challenges, including a struggle with dyslexia, which made school difficult. He overcame these obstacles by listening to recordings and focusing on verbal communication, sharpening his public speaking skills early on. During high school, he worked multiple jobs, including bussing tables, demonstrating the determination that would later define his career. Before entering politics, Gavin Newsom was an entrepreneur. In 1992, he co-founded Plum Jack, a wine shop in San Francisco, backed by the Getty family. The shop grew into a successful business empire, expanding to include wineries, restaurants, and hotels. This experience taught him about management, leadership, and economic development, values he later brought to the political arena. In 2004, Gavin Newsom, as mayor of San Francisco, made national headlines by authorizing marriage licenses for same-sex couples, directly challenging California's state law. He became a trailblazer for LGBTQ rights, earning both admiration and backlash. The first couple to receive a marriage license was Del Martin and Phyllis Leon, who exchanged vows in San Francisco City Hall in February 2004. Their emotional ceremony, broadcast nationwide, symbolized the turning points in the fight for marriage equality. Although the state Supreme Court later nullified these marriages, Newsom's actions laid the groundwork for future victories and cemented his status as a progressive leader. However, his decision had consequences. Critics accused him of irresponsibly disregarding state law and deepening political divides. Some even blamed him for sparking the 2008 passage of Proposition 8, which temporarily banned same-sex marriage in California. During his tenure as mayor, Newsom also launched the Healthy San Francisco program in 2007. This initiative provided affordable health care to uninsured residents, particularly benefiting low-income communities. While praised for its ambition, the program faced criticism over funding and the availability of services. After serving as mayor, Newsom became California's lieutenant governor in 2011. In this largely ceremonial role, he focused on economy development and higher education, though critics accused him of using the position as a stepping stone to the governorship. One notable project was his push for online education to increase access to college-level courses. While the initiative faced technological and logistical challenges, It underscored Newsom's belief in innovation as a solution to systemic problems. A student from a low-income family shared how these online courses allowed her to balance work and studies, demonstrating the potential impacts of his efforts. Still, skeptics viewed Newsom's tenure as underwhelming, citing a lack of significant legislative accomplishments. His detractor questioned whether he had the substance to handle the complexities of governing California. Elected governor in 2018, Newsom entered office with an ambitious agenda. He pledged to tackle climate change, improve healthcare, and address the state's housing crisis, while his policy on renewable energy and universal healthcare garnered praise. Other areas, like homelessness, became a lightning rod for criticism. Newsom's leadership during wildfires has been a defining feature of his governorship. In one instance, he approved billions of dollars for forest management and emergency response. A firefighter's testimony highlighted how these funds provided much-needed resources to combat increasingly severe wildfires. Yet, critics argue that the measures are insufficient given the scale of this crisis. On housing, Newsom's promises to build affordable homes have fallen short. A single mother in Los Angeles shared how rising rents forced her family into precarious living conditions despite statewide initiatives. This disconnect between policy and outcome remains a challenge for Newsom's administration. Newsom's handling the COVID-19 pandemic showcased both his strengths and vulnerabilities as a leader. He implemented some of the nation's strictest lockdown measures, earning praise for prioritizing public health. However, the economy toll and perceived inconsistencies in his policies sparked widespread discontent. The turning points came in November 2020, when Newsom attended a birthday dinner at the upscale French Laundry restaurants while urging Californians to avoid gatherings. This act of hypocrisy became a national story, fueling accusations of elitism and undermining his credibility. A restaurant worker affected by the pandemic expressed frustration, saying, "While we were losing our jobs, he was dining with lobbyists." It felt like a betrayal. The scandal eroded public trust, contributing to a recall effort that threatened his position. In 2021, Newsom faced a recall election, a rare challenge for a sitting governor. The efforts gained traction due to dissatisfaction with his handling of the pandemic, homelessness, and economy issues. Newsom's campaign framed the recall as an attack on progressive values, rallying Democrats and prominent figures like President Biden to his side. A turning point came during a televised debate when Newsom highlighted the stakes of the recall, contrasting his vision for California with that of his Republican challengers. While he ultimately survived the recall with a decisive majority, the election underscored the deep division with California and raised questions about his ability to unite the states. Gavin Newsom's legacy is still unfolding, but his tenure as governor has already left a lasting mark, from his bold initiatives on climate change to the controversies that have defined his leadership. Newsom embodies the complexities of modern governance. His ability to inspire and polarize in equal measure makes him one of the most compelling figures in American politics. As Californians and the nation continue to grapple with the outcomes of his policies, Newsom's journey offers a valuable lesson about leadership, accountability, and the challenges of balancing ambition with public service. Gavin Newsom is a leader who evokes strong opinions, whether celebrated as a visionary or criticized as a polarizing figure. His impact on California and beyond is undeniable. Today, we have explored his journey, from his early ambitions to his most controversial moments. Newsom's leadership during California wildfire crisis stands as a critical example of his approach to governance. He has prioritized climate initiatives, allocating billions towards renewable energy and wildfire management. Supporters argue that this forward-thinking approach is essential for combating long-term environmental challenges. A firefighter shared how increased resources have helped protect communities, underscoring the tangible benefits of his policies. However, critics believed his focus on environmental often shadowed the immediate needs of people. For example, calls for more housing developments and relief for displaced wildfire victims highlights gaps in his response. Balancing environmental sustainability with the urgent needs of residents remains a delicate and continuous challenge. So, Newsom's insistence on prioritizing climate goals the right decision, or should he place more emphasis on immediate human concerns? This question defines much of his governorship and sparks ongoing debates. What do you think of Gavin Newsom's leadership? Has he struck the right balance, or is there room for improvement? Let us know in the comments. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this content, and don't forget to like, subscribe, share, and see you in the next video.